No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.
South Coast Sports Nerds, it's your boy Shit, it's your boy Edgy.
Yes, sir,
Playoff edition. We got the Birds on our way to the Super Bowl. Before we get into that, we gotta talk about the game against the Commanders. Talk about history record-setting NFC Championship game as far as points. We're gonna talk about all the stars, the good plays, the bad plays, Jalen Hurts, all that. Nick Sirianni, you know how we do. South Coast Sports Nerds, let's get this.
No big,
It's a whole
I feel like
flock
Pac.
of birds driving
Shoot a
fly
shot.
down to New Orleans.
I'm coming in hot.
South Coast Sports Nerds, like I said, your boy Shit, here with the NFC Championship recap. Shout out to the Birds on our way. Super Bowl 59. Taking care of those Commanders. Yeah, right off the rip, bro. You know how we do. We're going to jump right into this, right into the game. Commanders get the ball. They drive downfield, right? A couple fourth downs. They do what the Commanders been doing all year. Big fourth down team. Dan Quinn, aggressive dude. Hey, it's what got them there. It's their identity. And they stuck true to it. All the way up to like the last fourth down. On that first drive, and they decided to kick the field goal. And I remember looking at the play and I'm saying, why'd they do that? They should have just kept going, because I think this is a game where they're going to need as many points as they can.
Yes.
And, you know, here we are. And Shaquan Barkley. He gets the ball. Wonderful thing, doesn't he?
Yeah, they do, man. I mean, that was, made you nervous because the Commanders marched downfield, 18-play drive, and then one play to Mr. Shaquan Barkley. No, but Shaquan, all seriousness jokes aside, that man is just amazing, man. It's just the fact that he makes a move, and then once you get in the open field, the breakaway speed, there's no catching him. Just electric. Just a home run. Bottom of the first inning, home run, man. It kind of set the tone for the whole game.
These are Kyle Schwarber of football, man. And he lead off, and I mean, he's somebody that can get you up 1-0 or a lot of football 6-0. And I mean, how's that? We talked about it before. I mean, here it is. You're your offense, your Commanders, you're on 18 play. You eat up half the clock in the first quarter. And the Eagles get the ball in just one play. You blink your eyes. By the time you go over and just sit down, you're back up and get back on the field, man. How devastating is that for a team to have that type of reaction response after you then took it downfield and did a pretty good job?
Yeah, it's real devastating because it kind of makes you say, oh, we got to just keep scoring. Oh, we gotta do something. We gotta do something. I've been a part of that as an athlete, and it really is a demoralizing thing. I remember one time I was playing. We had a game, and we drove downfield, had this methodical drive, scored a touchdown, and the other team scored on one play, and we were just like, "Yo, what in the world, man?" Like it's really a demoralizing thing, and you really gotta try to get the mindset of this is going to be a long day.
Yeah, absolutely a long day. And you've seen it all season. You've seen it in this game. They continue to give offenses and defenses a long day. The physicality that the Eagles' offensive defensive line play with. And before you know it, Washington gets the ball. They kind of fizzle out. And the Eagles are right back on the step. And touchdown number 2 by Shaquan Barkley. And before you blink your eyes, the Eagles are up 14.
Yeah, it happened fast. There was so many timely plays, and it just showed that these guys, they were ready for this game. They had a mindset, a game plan of what they wanted to do, how they wanted to defend this game. It was physical from the rip. Yes, sir. And they wanted to create turnovers, and that's what they did, man.
And that's exactly what they did. They did what they've been doing all year. We talked about how the Commanders stayed true to the game, or the Eagles stayed true to the game. They continue to play physical defense, number 1 defense. They continue to play physical offense, the best offensive line with the best running back in the game. Hey, that equals a 55 pointer up on the NFC Championship game. I mean, as we go through this game, you can feel the momentum, man. You watched it, you and I played enough sports, whether it was pickup games or if it was actually organized sport, you know when you have momentum and you know when another team has momentum. And you can see off the gate that the Commanders out there going for it on 4th down, this fake punch, that's just signs of, listen, we're trying to do every single thing to try to stay in this fight and up to the moment, because we know we're outmatched. We know we're outmanned. We know we're not supposed to be here. And they play like it, but that type of play only gets you so far.
Only so far, and you come into. I don't think anybody really know what it's like playoff atmosphere in Philadelphia. But it don't matter what sport it is. A playoff atmosphere in Philadelphia, it's a different beast. And until you are up close and personal with it, you really do not know. So when we creating turnovers and that momentum's on our side and the Lakers going bananas, like, man, let me tell you something, man. You don't want to be. You will start to cave in, man. You will start to cave in, and that's what the Commanders started to do, man. They started to cave in because the pressure
and the line, and they kept within the game. But for every punch, and you may mention it is, the Eagles counterpunch, and it was like their counterpunch was actually harder than what the Commanders' punch was. And it seems like, yeah, we're doing enough to hit you, but I mean, jabs ain't going to win you the fight, man. You got to land some haymakers. You got to land some big blows. Right. And the Eagles was the more physical team, landing the bigger blows. Yeah. And then, you hit A.J. Brown in the corner. And here it is. The snowball starts rolling. You could see body language.
Oh, yeah.
You could just see the Commanders giving up.
Well, yeah, it goes with that thing. Who was going to win the emotional side of the game, and the Eagles won the emotional side of the game. You see Lattimore was getting a little chippy. All the Redskins started getting chippy, during the game. So it lets you know that the Eagles was winning the emotional side of the game. And once you get that emotional advantage, stuff is going to start happening. All those penalties started happening. Pass interference, those late hits out of bounds, those Luluvus jumping over the top because they didn't know how to stop a play. Like it's all mental. So when the Eagles started winning that mental battle on the field, the physical battle was being won, which started messing with their mental. And once that happened, this game was over. But like we mentioned, every time that they had made some type of momentum type play, it was a turnover. Mm-hmm. Turnover. After we scored with Saquon, they had an opportunity to get back in the game. A turnover. Ball knocks the ball out of Brown's hands. Then the kickoff. McNichols turns the ball over. We score off that. And then the one with Eckler, we score off that. And the one with Quinion at the end, we score off that. So Eagles scored off at every turnover 28. that Washington did, man. So that was key too. The turnovers, every time they had a little bit of momentum, it turned into.
While we're on this about the physicality, we got to give shout out to Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens. Was before the game, there was question status of whether or not Cam Jurgens was going to play. He had some back issues all the way up to the last minute. They said, hey, we're going to stick Landon Dickerson in there. He hasn't played center since college, and he was out there battling. Man, it just goes to the mentality, and just back to what we say, the culture, the mentality of this team, the toughness. That is also something that could be demoralizing. Here it is. You're getting your tail handed to you, and then you see a couple Warriors out there that look like they could barely play, and they're out there just giving you the business hurt.
Yeah, I mean, really big shout out to those guys, man. There was definitely some Warriors, and Landon, he went there and gave us all, and banged his knee up a little bit. Jurgens' back was messed up. He came in there. And he did the job, man. This is to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. This is to go to the Super Bowl. I don't care. I would have did the same thing. I'm sorry, you're not keeping me out of opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, man. And those guys, they played their hearts out, paid dividends. Now they got 2 weeks to get healthy and get ready for the Super Bowl, because we're gonna need both of them starting. in a couple of weeks, and man, let me tell you something, man. I was just like, the way that this team plays for each other, the next man up mentality, the way they play for each other, the way that they believe in each other. This team is something special, man. It's a selfless team, man. A real selfless team.
Absolutely. And because of players like that, you had other players step up. Steen steps up, balls. You know what I mean? Oren Burks, who comes in after Nakobe Dean blows his knee out. And I mean, let's be for real. Unless you're an Eagle enthusiast or you were a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, you didn't know who Oren Burks was. But he did exactly what he was supposed to do. You step up and you step in, and not just step up. He's in the plays.
Yeah.
He's doing what Nakobe Dean, and I'm not calling him Nakobe Dean, but he's doing what Nakobe Dean would be doing, and that's what you call. I mean, listen, look what our season we had. Bryce Huff, who was supposed to be our defensive end. He doesn't do anything like his number 0. Brandon Graham, who's 30-something years old, which is like really 50 years old and playing at any other job, playing defensive end, which is one of the more physical positions to play in defense, and he's out there having one of his best seasons. He gets hurt, and then you have Nolan Smith step up. It's like a win.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you have stuff like that, and when your topic of the season is A.J. Brown reading the book on the sideline, that means things are pretty good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That means that things have gone well because players have stepped up. Quinyon Mitchell, nobody knew this guy would come in and start and play the way. Cooper DeJean, everybody. Shout out to the whole Eagles offense, the whole Eagles defense. Everybody played their role. Everybody stepped up, man. And then when it came to this game, I mean, even players like Will Shipley stepping up on a kickoff, causing a fumble. You know the game was good and out of hand, but still running the ball, running his heart out. You know, Steen coming in after Landon Dickerson, being hurt and being part of it all year. Just players stepped up. You know, Goddard was hurt all year, and he was one of our best receivers out there. Man, it's just a beautiful thing when you know players on your team is all in, and everybody can step up and play the game when they need to.
Yeah, it was a beautiful showing all around. Complimentary football game, special teams, defense, offense, man. We can't say enough about the job that Jalen Hurts did. He was more than a manager in this game. He had nice placement of the football, nice passes, nice touch passes. To AJ, to Goddard, to Smitty with the toe tapping,
By the way, it was in bounds.
Yeah,
all the haters, stop hating. Y'all know it was in bounds. Stop hating. Oh, you Commander fans. Hold on, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was on YouTube, and I was up here watching a couple of these cats. I like to hear other people's perspective on the game. Sometimes I don't like to be all circled in. And I mean, every Commander fan, I'm saying, what was that about? Bro, come on, man. Slow frame it again. Look at the toes. He was in bounds, man. Don't hate, man. I'm just a fan like the other day. He was inbounds. Okay, good brother.
It's all good, man. But I'm just saying, put some respect on Jalen, man. That's what I'm saying. Put some respect on QB, man.
Oh, and while we talking about putting some respect, I know some respect they already have put in the heart. Can we say there's nobody else? We already know who we talking about, bro. Shout out to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, man.
Listen,
Mama,
MVP.
there goes that man.
There goes that man. MVP. MVP. Even if a player carried us all season, doesn't he deserve the MVP? If a player carries you to the Super Bowl, as they say Saquon did, what they calling them with the Philadelphia Saquons is what they're calling us.
That's fine.
About it. That's fine. But we are going to talk about Barkley, man. Just straight period. Just what he did, play one, and throughout the game, the leadership that he shows, that he brought to this team, is so valued, man. It's just a team player. You want to talk about what it means to have not just an awesome player on the field that Saquon can do, but the type of character and type of what he brings to a locker room.
Yeah, he's just a leader on the field, man. He's just one of those guys that puts belief in you. You know what I mean? And wants to see others do good and wants to see others be great. And that type of stuff that he has, it rubs off on people, man, and his players, man. Like, you think about all the clips that we had seen over this past year, like when I'm talking to just different players on the team, man, like the New Orleans game where he was talking to Jalen Carter, saying like, yo, everybody's afraid of you, man. I played against you. I know. Go be that guy. You know what I mean? On the defense, and Jalen Carter turned his season up ever since then. You think about, you know, those opportunities to break records.
Yes.
To break records in the Giants game. You know, he wanted to let the other guys eat, man. You know what I mean?
My favorite line all year.
Yeah, let the other guys eat, man. And then, you know, you think about even at the end of the season where he could have had the opportunity to break Eric Dickerson's record, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Decided to sit down because it's a bigger picture. Yeah. You know what I mean? It wasn't, although he wanted it, you know, he still saw the bigger picture. I wanted that for him.
We all wanted it for him.
I wanted that for him, but it is the bigger picture. He looked fresh for the playoffs. He came out ready to go. We see the dividends was the play for the Super Bowl, to get to the Super Bowl, and that's the payout. In fact,
another thing we're going to talk about during the week was a lot of people talking about Jalen Hurts. You know, we're talking about the public, you know, the analysts, the ones that, you know, don't get to see our games, and you know, there was a lot. You know, believe it or not, Jalen out of the I believe when there was 6 teams left, he was 6 out of 6 out of the quarterbacks ranked. You know, it was 4 teams left. He was 4 out of 4. He was the least of all of them to get to the Super Bowl. You know, there was questions. Can Jalen Hurts win the game if he plays like this? Well, no. You know, well, Jalen Hurts needs to play back. Well, he did exactly what the Eagles needed him to do, which is win football games.
Yeah. And that's all you can ask for is win. He makes the plays when the plays need to be made. You know what I mean? Of course, everybody want to do more, but, you know, the game doesn't call for him to do more. You know what I mean? The game, the style of play is to run the ball with Barkley. And Barkley, I think people don't understand how Jalen causes the run game for Barkley to really open up because of him being a threat to run the football. Like, so when they do those option plays or those RPO plays, like, it's because of Jalen's ability to run the football, which opens up Saquon's ability to make these big home run plays. Because Jalen's ability to run the football, it's almost like pick your poison, you know, him being a dual threat quarterback, like pick your poison. And that's what really has opened up those home run plays for Barkley, is the fact that Jalen's ability to run. And then if you want to try to come down and bring 8 in the box or whatever you want to do it with Jalen and Barkley running the football, now you have to create those outside one-on-one, single high safeties. You bring everybody in, and then you can get the ball to your playmaker. So Jalen's ability to run the football or be a dual threat quarterback, it opens up for Barkley, not Barkley opening up for Jalen. It opens up for Barkley, and then it opens up for those one-on-one matchups on the outside. It is up to Jalen to, you know, be able to make those plays, and he has been making them. That's a scary thing.
Yes,
I mean, we have one of the largest offensive line. So, I mean, you don't want Lane Johnson coming at you. You don't want Becton coming at you. You don't want Landon Dickerson. You don't want none of these guys pulling and coming around on those plays. That's another thing. So nobody can really get a good hit on Barkley or Jalen until they already 5 yards past. That's why every time I see Barkley get past that first line, I jump up because I think it's a home run almost every time, because he gets like 5 yards. You know what I mean? When you get like those 5 yards, like, oh, here we go, it's a home run. I hop up, go JJ! I'm hyping all the way. I think it's going to be a touchdown every single time.
He is very, very excited, man. Listen, he's the best. He is the most exciting home run hitter we had since Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens was like that when he came here, man. We was always looking for the bomb. You know, it's just different in football now. When you look at the home run hitter, you don't think about the run. The last NFL running back who had the threat, and you know where I'm going with this, to hit a home run as consistent as Saquon Barkley is the late, great Barry Sanders. And I don't mean that he's not with us. I mean the greatest running back to play the game. Barry was like Saquon as far as the home run hitting ability.
He's the GOAT. Man.
He's the GOAT. And
in my opinion.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. And 30. So yeah,
I believe that this year alone, especially if he wins it, that it'll put him in the Hall of Fame. I think it'll put him in a Hall of Fame lock. You know what I mean? Followed by another couple 1,000 yard season, And this team ain't going nowhere.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what happens on February 9th, this team is still built to compete for a long time. Our window is still 4 or 5 years right now because our core guys are locked up. So, and we keep revamping our lineup. We were not really revamping, but the oldest guy we got is Lane Johnson. So,
we're not very long too for the line.
Yeah, so we're in our defensive core is really young. So this team is really built to compete for a while. So don't look for the Eagles to go anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, and while we're talking about some of these young bloods on the offense and defense, let's get into some of these names. We talked about the offense and we talked about Will Shipley. Now I know Will Shipley is a backup running back. But to come in, especially now with Kenneth Gainwell probably going to be in the concussion protocol if he's not already, he might play an integral part of rookie and being Saquon's backup. Saquon goes on those runs and he's exhausted. And for so long throughout the season we had Kenneth Gainwell in the backup on. Will Shipley is a name that a young blood. Becton, a guy that who's he's not as young as the rookies, but another young guy as far as playing time, getting in there and making a difference. On the defense, we've talked about it all year. Blankenship and Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. These young bloods, like you said, are here. They're here for a while. We drafted good. Nolan Smith. How about him?
Yeah, we drafted good, and we got a nice mix of veterans to go with this team. And mind you, the 2017 team, we had good draft picks, and we had a nice mix of veterans here that was willing to rotate their roles. And it ended into a championship season. I feel like
Jaden Daniels he's going to be a problem.
He's going to be. He's
the
real deal, man.
He's here. He has arrived.
He's the real deal.
And when he gets his help, when he gets his receivers, when he gets somebody better than Brian Robinson, B-Rock. When I like Scary Terry, but Zacchaeus is not your answer. No. Zach Ertz, he had a game, but Zach, he's going to get injured.
Right.
I think
he's older.
And exactly like you said, this team will be right there on our heels. We will be battling them for years to come. For the NFC East. Shout out to the Commanders. Excellent season for you guys. I'm not saying that sarcastically. They really caught everybody by surprise. This wasn't a team I didn't think would win 12 games and find themselves in an NFC championship.
Right.
One thing, we've been there before. Yeah. So the Commanders are definitely going to take this loss. They're going to learn from it. They're going to let it sink, and they're going to remember this next year. And they're going to remember this next year. We better be prepared next year.
Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you something, man. What they building down in DC is crazy because, listen, they got good coaching.
Good coaching. I like Dan Quinn.
Good coaching. Quinn, Kingsbury, and those guys, and they got good ownership now.
Yeah.
And people don't understand, like, anything that Magic touches, he's part of that ownership group, man. And he's part of one of those minds of ownership for the Commanders, man, and you can see it. I watch all the behind the scenes footage. I watch all that type stuff. Like when the Commanders are coming off the field, like the last couple playoff games, Magic is the first one greeting all those guys coming off the field. I'm watching all this stuff. I watch all the
player. He understands what it's like.
Like he builds championship teams. He did it with the Lakers. He did it with the Dodgers. He did it with the Sparks. He did it with. I forgot. It's another team that's escaping me that he was a part of.
He's a winner.
But this guy, he brings a winning mindset. He knows how to evaluate talent and bring people together. So this team is, like I mentioned with the Eagles, of like people feel like they can help get us over the hump, like looking at us. The same thing is going to be happening with the Commanders. They're like, oh, you know what? This team just got these pieces. They may be missing me. You know what I mean? So you gotta watch out for those free agents that want to go there. Right. That might feel like they're a missing piece for a team like that. So yeah, Eagles got themselves It's gonna be a nice battle with us in DC for a period of time. They got their franchise quarterback.
I was also hesitant. Like most Eagles felt like this was going to be a blowout. but a lot of them played the safe road. They're like, oh, you know, I think we're the better team. We could do this, but they're going to win by 7. It's going to be closer than what you think. No, in your hearts of hearts, everybody knew it was going to be a blowout. But we didn't want to be the arrogant fan and be like, well, you know, it's a guarantee win. And then I went to stores, and then there was people like, you know, we got this win, right? And I'm like, yo, I know, no, we got this win like big time. I'm like, oh, you thinking that? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, yo, what you thinking? Like 41-10. I'm like, bro, what you smoking? And may I have some? Because you are. I've had people, and believe it or not, there was a good consensus of people picking all kind of crazy scores. Yo, shout out to anybody that had this game more than a 15, 17 point win. You've seen something that I didn't see, and you know what? I hope you've seen the Super Bowl like that. Before we get there, man, we got to talk about our players of the game. We bought up a few players and whatnot. Who we got on offense, man? Who balled out on offense, man?
I'm sticking with the guy, Saquon.
Saquon balled out.
My God, you know what? Because he started off the game with a bang. He set the tone.
Yes, sir.
And he scored 2 more touchdowns.
Yes, he did. Started the game number 1, Saquon. Who we got on offense? Star number 2.
Jalen.
Jalen steps up, silenced the haters. Him and AJ hooking up. AJ looked good too, man. He looked like he backed AJ for. Yeah, yo. Jalen Hurts, another game. What's that? Umpteen weeks of no turnovers, man. Listen, the guy's been proven he's a field general. He's a leader. He's a winner. He may not throw up the pretty. Here's the thing about it is when you throw up 350 yards, 300 yards a game, you usually throw a pick in there. There's usually a fumble or something because every time you step back and throw the football, there's a chance to turn it over. Jalen got himself together after the bye week, and he has been, may not be the best statistical quarterback coming since the bye week, but he is the most dependable and the most winningest quarterback since outside of Patrick Mahomes since the bye week.
Right.
So, you know, I see you with the Jalen Hurts and as player number 2 and their offensive player number 3 who went out there and balled down for somebody.
Like I said, it was AJ.
AJ, man.
Those were the 3 for me.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Hey, listen, man, I'm not going to try to outthink myself, you know, but here's one play. I'm going to go Saquon. I'm going to go Jalen. I'm going to go Mulata, man. Mulata was out there balling, man. I mean, after watching that mic'd up film and just seeing the things that he was doing, the pulling, he like you said, he moved the whole line on Saquon. He knocked over 4 people.
Like ping pong.
And then he said that shout out to Mulata with the whole Batman quote. We'll break first. Your spirit? I want to be his body. Oh my God.
I love that, man.
Yo, that's my 3 offensive players. So we're going to jump right to the defense side. 3 defensive players of the game. Drum roll, please. First player.
Zach Bond
with the forced fumble. Nolan Smith with the sack. Quinyon with his 2nd interception of the playoffs. He went all season.
Right.
No interceptions. Right. And started balling out in the playoffs. They said, well, you want to ball out.
That's when you want to ball out. And you ain't hear too much from Terry McLaurin because he scored that touchdown against Slay. But you ain't hear nothing out of that once Quinyon got on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And they said
that. Another pass after that?
No, because they said, well, the Commanders said early in the week, not to go tomorrow, that they was going to move him around and try to get the matchup on Slay. They like him better on Slay because that's where he gets his catches against. And he got his little couple catches against Slay, but he wasn't getting nothing against Quintalamo Bay. Yeah, so we got, of course, we got Quintalamo Bay, you know, down as that. We got Vaughn down as it, and we got a 3rd player of the game out there.
What I said? I said Nolan Smith.
Yeah, Nolan Smith. Yeah. Yo, man, listen, I'm not arguing with it. It's same difference, man. Yo, Nolan Smith went out there and ball. Quintalamo Bay went out there, and Zach Bond has been balling all year since game 1.
Word is Bond.
The word is Bond. Howie has no choice. Zach Bond puts Howie in a position where he says, "Show me the money."
Exactly. Show me. So pay that man. Yeah, pay that man.
You're going to have to pay that man. That's our 3 players. Offensive, defensive player of the game against the Commanders. Once again, congratulations to your Philadelphia Eagles, NFC champions, on our way to New Orleans for Super Bowl 59 against those Kansas City Chiefs. You know we're going to do another podcast. We're going to talk about the rematch of Super Bowl 57. We're going to talk about the X's and O's, and we're going to talk about the new evil empire, the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to talk about the Taylor Swiftie fans. We're going to talk about what the Eagles need to do to overthrow the man. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes, our history with Andy Reid. Oh man, I am excited about this Super Bowl,
me too,
bro.
man.
Oh my God, bro, we did it, man.
We back. The whole thing was getting back there. We make it to the dance. You never know what happens.
Man, all you gotta do
with the homecoming king.
That's it. Hey, you know what I love about the Super Bowl? It's a one-game season.
Yeah.
It's one game. It don't matter how bad you play throughout the season. All you got to do. I mean, Desmond Howard won the MVP. I mean, he won MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Desmond Howard.
Yeah.
Why? Because he showed up when the game mattered the most. And that's all you got to do is show up for the game. Listen, Jake Elliott, I have faith in Jake. We're going to stand behind Jake.
Come on, Jake.
Jake, I know you ain't had the best season, but it don't matter because I'm going to count you. I'm going to judge you for what you did for us in the clutch. And over the years, Jake Elliott has provided for us.
Yeah.
61 yards this rookie year, 58 yards in the Super Bowl. He kicking 3 field goals this year in the snow after you missed one. They weren't easy climbs.
They were extra points.
They were extra points, but they weren't easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know he missed one, but you know what? I have faith in Jake. We're going to get behind Jake. Yo, bro. I can't wait. We're going to do this podcast on Super Bowl soon, man. We definitely going to do that. Go Birds, baby.
Go Birds. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly,
man.
Eagles, fly.
It's a whole pack of birds going down to New Orleans.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if we can break their bodies.
Yeah.
Their spirit. What did he say?
He says, I wonder who will break first. Your spirit or your body?
Shout out to Mulata, man.
Yo, shout out to Mulata, yo. Oh my God, yo. His laugh was like Jokerish every time. He like,
just have fun. Just have fun,
Just
man.
have fun, man. Hey, your boy Shiz is your boy AG's Delco Sports Nerds.
No
here.
big.
Go Birds.
Feel like
Sports
Pac.
Edition. Next time you see
Shoot
a
a
Super
shot.
Bowl.
I'm coming in.
I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body?